All right, let's jump to the main slate. Who do you like for your stacks?
So Josh Dobbs, you can have potential stacking partners: Marquise Brown, Michael Wilson, who's developed into a really good deep threat, or Zach Ertz. I don't know if I would double or triple stack anybody, but I do like pairing Dobbs with all three throughout some lineups. Dobbs is too cheap at 5,200. He has a ton of rushing upside. Last year when I was losing my Kyron Williams over receiving yard bets, I was also losing on Dobbs over like 10 and a half rushing yard props on the Titans. Again, probably a handful of games too early on both guys, but he's been clearing like 30, 40 yards rushing a game. That's just his playing style. He has massive rushing upside, and he's been playing a lot better as a thrower. So I just love his stacking options, and he himself is playing too well to be 5,200 right now. And then have to wait and see what's up with Cooper Kupp, but assuming he's out this week, have to have some Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua, Tutu Atwell, potentially Tyler Higbee stacks as well. I was shocked to see Matthew Stafford only priced at 5,600 on DK. I know he's dealing with the hip injury, but by Sunday we'll know if he's playing or not. And this is going to be a game where the Rams will probably have to throw a ton against the Eagles, and it's been a secondary that's been beatable. Puka Nakua is just playing out of his mind right now. So this should just be a pass heavy game script where we'll get to stack the Rams confidently. Again, once Cooper Kupp returns, I don't know how this is going to sort out. I think Puka Nakua will still be playing well. Tutu Atwell will probably get a downgrade, but this is at least one more week where we get this stack at a pretty cheap cost.
Yeah, it could be trailing game script for Stafford against the Eagles. So yeah, I like that a lot. I'm going with C.J. Stroud and
Nice.
Nico Collins, Tank Dell, or Robert Woods. You could any combination of those guys. Stroud's going against this Atlanta defense that is number one against the run in EPA per play. So they become a pass funnel. Stroud's averaging over 300 yards a game. So this is another perfect spot to continue to target Stroud before his price really starts to catch up, because he still doesn't have a pick. I mean, he's been efficient, he's been throwing for yards, and it's a pass funnel defense. So love Stroud in this matchup. And then Kirk Cousins, had a really down game, threw a pick six, didn't have much pass volume, but going against the Chiefs, I think we could see Cousins return to his 350 yard 3-4 touchdown type of game. So Cousins can stack them with obviously Jefferson, Hawkinson, and then either Osborne or Jordan Addison for a cheaper option. So like Cousins this week in what should be a high scoring game.
Yeah, love the Stroud sack. To be fair, I was a little bit down on this year. I knew his accuracy was going to be a huge plus in the NFL, but I mean, he was going from Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith, Jigba, and Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Texans. But he's been playing well, and like you alluded to, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Robert Woods, all playing well. So yeah, all aboard. Investing in these Texan stacks right now.
All right, who do you like for dart throwers?
So, quarterback I already mentioned, Josh Dobbs, 5,200. Love him at that price tag. For running back, I like Jalen Warren at 4,900. Najee has been playing pretty well as a runner the past two games. We're continuing to see Jalen Warren eat into his usage. In fact, Warren had the highest rush attempt share last week at 32%. He's seen a higher routes run rate than Najee the past 2 weeks. And he's seeing just a massive 34% target rate on the season. So I think he's a great flyer, especially in a full PPR site like DK at 4,900. Tutu Atwell at 5,300. If Cooper Kupp is indeed out again this week, he'll be a no-brainer play at that price. I like Rashee Rice at 3,600. The breakout really hasn't happened yet, but it's brewing. He saw his routes run rate around 50% for the second straight game. He's commanding a high target rate. 32% of the routes run, he's seeing a target. It helps when you're playing alongside low target guys like Sky Moore, MBS, Justin Watson. So he should continue to see targets. The breakout game could be coming, and he's only 3,600. What should be like a shootout in Minnesota. And then Kyle Pitts. I think it's fair to say Kyle Pitts is now a dart throw at 3,300 facing the Texans. We have reached that point. He only has one game of 3 or more catches this year, has yet to score a touchdown. We already mentioned Jonnu Smith is out playing him right now, but the underlying usage is there for a potential breakout game. He's averaging around a 90% routes run rate. He has a high ADOT over 12, so he's getting lower percentage looks downfield, but if he does happen to catch a few of those balls and maybe a touchdown, which he is due for some positive touchdown regression, could have a breakout game and could be overlooked right now. I mean, his fantasy value has hit rock bottom. He's 3,300, so he could be overlooked this week. So I like taking Kyle Pitts this week as sort of a dart throw play.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. He's just devolved into this, but yeah, it's about time. I mean, London had a touchdown last week, right? So it's about time Pitts shows back up.
Yeah.
I like Chuba Hubbard at running back, 4,500. He outsnapped Miles Sanders 39-31 last week. We've talked about this, that Hubbard could eat into Sanders' work at some point. And I know Sanders was dealing with a groin injury, I believe it was, but Hubbard has looked a little better than Sanders this year. Sanders hasn't been very efficient, so I think this is something that could continue. At wide receiver, Robert Woods is still 4K. He hasn't really had a big game, but he's playing a little more than Dell and Nico Collins in terms of his snap rate on the outside. So I think it's only a matter of time before he has a pretty decent game. Michael Wilson against the Bengals, 3,700. I think he's going to continue to kind of break out this year, and Dobbs is playing better, so good time to invest in him. And then if T. Higgins is out, Trenton Irwin for the Bengals is 3,200. We don't even know if Irv Smith will be back, so Irwin could be the third target potentially in this offense next week against the Cardinals. So I like him near min price. And then tight end Zach Ertz is 3,500, and you talked about in our other pod, he's seen his routes run rate jump back up. It was well over 80% for the year. It's at 81%. So I think he's a pretty good bet on what's just a ugly tight end slate week after week. All right, let's go build some lineups. We can start at DraftKings. I think you went first last week, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Let me open this. I'll go Marquise Brown at 5K.
Nice. Some pretty good options on this slate. I'm going to go with Devon Achane at 6,100. It is hilarious that Saquon Barkley is the highest priced back, by the way.
Yeah, it's so random, right? I guess, yeah, I guess there's a lot of guys out on this slate, but
yeah, but like over Bijan or Henry,
yeah,
it's just weird.
Speaking of running backs, I will take David Montgomery at 6,600.
Nice. I will go with a wide receiver again, I think. No, I'm going tight end. Give me Tyler Higbee. 4,100. There's some good options at tight end this week, but
yeah, that's why I didn't go. There are a couple cheap guys, but okay, let's see. Give me some Joe Mixon at running back.
I was considering him.
Yeah, they got to give him more carries. They've been struggling, but he's been playing well. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of a gamble here. We haven't talked about him at all this week, I think, but Breece Hall against this atrocious Broncos run defense, but his usage is going up. Could break out any given week. This could be it. So, gonna go with Breece at 5,400.
Yeah, waiting for another big game, but this Bronco defense, this is the spot. Yeah. All right. I'll take a defense. I'll go Titans, 2,400 against the Colts.
Ooh, I was about to go defense too. I'll go Dolphins. below
against the
average
Giants.
pass rush, but you know, especially if Andrew Thomas is out again, could be a big sack day.
Yeah, that offense just looks hideous. That Giant offense. Okay. I'll go. Let's go Dallas Goedert at tight end. Get a little
Well,
get a
nice.
little bounce back going. He's been quiet this year.
Yes.
But he's 4,200, so pretty low cost for him. Lowest of the year. Yeah, he started at 5K in week 1, so he's been coming down. So I'll buy the dip on Goddard.
Nice. 6,500 remaining per player. I'm gonna go with oh man, I don't want to burn my flex yet. I'll go with wide receiver then. All right, I'm gonna go ultra cheap here. I'm taking Wan'Dale Robinson at 3K.
Nice.
He has taken over the slot duties. Going to be a passive game strip. I don't care that I have the Dolphins defense. I think both players can, or Wan'Dale can hit, and the Dolphins defense can hit at the same time.
Yeah, because it would just be a negative game script type situation. All right, I got 64, 66 for 2 wide receivers and a flex. I'll go Puka at 77.
Nice. Well, that means I'm going Matthew Stafford at quarterback. I got the MASH unit going. He's questionable as well. But it's a hip contusion. They're already saying he should play. I mean, the dude played through a separated shoulder, so I think he should be able to play through the hip contusion.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. Then, like, he finished the game last week, so
yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll go Alvin Kamara at flex 6,300.
Bacon on 14 catches again or whatever for 20 yards.
They got to get him going. But I thought the usage was pretty good. No one's really competing in the backfield for snaps with him anymore. So yeah, we'll go with him. And got one left at 5,400. Where you going? You still got 2, right?
I'm spending up at wide receiver here. I'm going with Justin Jefferson, 9,400. Either 150 yards or 2 touchdowns in every game this year.
Yeah,
bananas.
He's a beast.
I don't think he's I think everybody just he's great, but he should be talked about on the top of every sports show, like how good he is. Just phenomenal.
All right, I got 5,400 for a wide receiver. Let's go Adam Thielen. He's got 7 more catches in each of the last 3 games. Had another 7-catch game even with Bryce Young back, and now he's playing the Lions as the big underdog. So, yeah, we'll go Thielen at 5,100.
So I have 8K left. I'm going with either Bijan Robinson or Jamar Chase. Wide receivers typically have a little bit higher projection due to the full PPR. I'm going Jamar Chase. I think he's pissed. His post-game comments, like, I'm always open. T. Higgins might miss, so this could be a huge Jamar Chase game. So let's go with him.
All right. Recap your lineup. What you got?
So I took Matthew Stafford at quarterback. My running backs are Devon Achane and Breece Hall. My wide receivers are Tank Dell, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Justin Jefferson. My tight end is Tyler Higbee. For my flex, I went with Jamar Chase, and my defense is the Miami Dolphins up against the New York Jets.
Giants.
New York Giants, sorry.
Yeah.
Against Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Against Daniel Jones.
I got CJ Stroud at quarterback 600 at Atlanta. David Montgomery at 6,600 at running back against Carolina. Mixon at 6,400 at running back at Arizona. In my flex, I got Kamara at New England at 6,300. Wide receivers Marquise Brown at 5K against the Bengals. Puka at 7,700 against the Eagles. And Thielen at 5,100 at Detroit. Tight end is Goddard. 4,200 at the Rams. And my defense is the Titans. 2,400 at the Indianapolis Colts. All right, let's jump to FanDuel, and you're up first.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go with Joe Mixon first here. I think he sticks out like a sore thumb on FanDuel. He's only 7K.
All right. I will go with Cousins at 7,600.
All right. And FanDuel is where I'm going to go Zach Ertz at 5,100.
All right. I'll go Bijan, 8,200. He's priced below Montgomery, which is what matches my rankings, but that's pretty sharp. So
yeah,
gotta take advantage.
I'll go with Isaiah Pacheco at 6,600, just coming off like a career game. So I think he keeps it going here against the Vikings.
All right. Whoa, Jalen Waddle's only 6,800.
Damn.
Jalen Waddle, let's go.
Damn it, he was my next pick. He is such a good FanDuel play too, because he doesn't get as many targets anymore, but they're worth a lot more on FanDuel.
Yep.
Damn it, I was gonna go with him. Now I got to scramble here. I'll go with Tua at 8K.
Okay. I have to go Kamara again, 7,100. Not a lot of value at running back.
Yeah, no, there isn't. I'm gonna get defense out of the way. I'm gonna go cheaper here. I'll go with the Saints at 4K facing Mac Jones, who just looks absolutely lost right now.
Yeah, definitely does. I mean, say the same thing about Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's Kamara had 14 catches or something because he probably just can't throw downfield, right? Had to be the case. I don't know why they wouldn't just play Jameis Winston in that scenario.
I don't think it's. I think it's the scheme because it seems like they have these routes called where it's like they have downfield routes called and then like one check down and like there's just not a lot in the middle.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals D against the Bengals. Get some sacks on Burrow. 3,700.
Nice. I need to take a wide receiver at some point. I have 7,300 per player. I don't have a wide receiver yet, so I'm going there. Let's go with. You took Waddle. That really screwed me over. I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson again here. He's 9,200. Tyreek Hill's the highest priced wide receiver, but JJ's my number one this week.
All right. I mean, he should be your number one every week.
I mean, Tyreek Hill's in consideration sometimes.
Yeah, he's just a little more inconsistent though. Like he has those random game like last week.
Right.
Jefferson really. I mean, I think it was the last time he had a bad game. That game against the Packers.
Oh yeah. Year. Like if you had a prop like who will score more points between those two, JJ should be the favorite every week. But like if there's a market for who's going to have the most fantasy points overall, I think that's where Tyreek. Sometimes he might be a slight favorite, just because he has such a high ceiling. They both do, but.
All right. You have Ertz at tight end, right?
Yeah.
I'll go Higbee at 5,300.
Nice. Well, I like Tinkdell and FanDuel as well. Like 6K, so let's go with him.
All right. I will go with Zay Flowers at 5,900. No way he should be under 6K. Playing 100% of the snaps.
Yeah.
Too talented. I know it's a low scoring kind of divisional game.
Yeah.
But, even if other guys come back, I still think he's way too low.
I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hopkins at 6,100.
Yeah, that's a
dropped a
value.
touchdown last week. They had that flea flicker play.
Yep.
Just missed it, but he'll get those going forward.
All right, so I have 7,700 for a wide receiver and a flex. You didn't take Marquise Brown in this one, right?
I did not.
Yeah,
Nope,
all right.
nope.
Yep. I'm gonna take Marquise Brown again at 6,400.
Nice. I have 8K left, which means I could just barely afford Puka Nacua at 8K, so I'll take him. Even if Cooper Kupp returns this week, which I don't think he will, still like him here.
And then you had Chase on the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I could go Kelsey, Chase, or Derrick Henry.
Damn.
Let me check my projections. Actually,
Tough call.
Okay, 7.6.
Wait, what? What's Kelsey's price? What is that real?
8,700. I have 9K left over, so I have a bunch of money.
No, it's. Oh my god, it's a Taylor Swift joke, I think.
What?
Look at his price.
Oh, 87.89. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
That's going to screw some lineups this week.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Wow. Not even gonna comment on that. I gotta go Jamar Chase. Actually, I got him. I actually have him projected higher than the other two guys that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go Chase. All right. So I got Kirk Cousins at quarterback 7,600 against Kansas City. My running backs Bijan 8,200 against Houston. Kamara 7,100 at New England. Wide receivers Zay Flowers 5,900 at Pittsburgh. Marquise Brown 6,400 against Cincy. And Waddle at 6,800 against the Giants. Higbee, the tight end, at 5,300 against the Eagles. Jamar Chase, 8,700 at the Cardinals. And I got the Cardinals defense at 3,700.
And I got Tua as my QB for my running backs. I went with Joe Mixon and Isaiah Pacheco. I spent up at wide receiver going with Justin Jefferson, and then took a couple 6K guys and Tank Dell and DeAndre Hopkins. I went with Zach Ertz at tight end. Took Puka Nacua in my flex, and for my defense, I went with the Saints facing Mac Jones and the Patriots.
Nice. All right, that's going to do it for us for week number 5. For more great fantasy content from Sean and I, be sure to check our full player projections episode that's out right now over on the Action Network podcast channel. Every Friday morning, we'll have the night shift episode right here on this channel where we'll break down the London game, the Sunday night DFS, and the Monday night DFS slate. ActionNetwork.com for all of our NFL fantasy and betting content. FantasyLabs.com for our DFS tools and models. You can find Sean on X at @the_oddsmaker. I'm at Chris Raybon. And you can find us at those same handles on the free award-winning Action Network app. Until next time, let's get this shmoney.